remind me, you got into this space. When was it? Like when you actually got into Rank and Rant?
July 2021.
Okay.
I was actually a contractor here in Tampa. I ran a paver sealing business where I would seal like brick pavers. And I got COVID, so I was in bed for about 5 days. And I was just looking around the internet for work from home opportunities. I'd worked from home for like 12 years before I was a translator, so I was familiar with working for myself. And so I wanted it back. You know, my contractor business was going well. It was going pretty well, but I knew that to scale it, I would have to add crews and equipment and all that stuff. I just turned 40 and I was like, I don't want to be going down a physical road. And then I kind of stumbled across Rank and Rent. And so I kind of joined a group and started learning the ropes around July, August 2021.
But it wasn't until, if I'm not mistaken, it was about last year this time. You knew about it, you were kind of putting along, but it's been about a year since you've really been going into it, right? Because when I met you, you may have had a deal, but it wasn't much.
Correct. So the first 4 or 5 months, I was just kind of like learning the ropes. And I hadn't learned what is the meat and potatoes, which is selling the deals. I was really interested in the building and the ranking and the backlinks and all that stuff. And I thought it was cool, but that doesn't pay any bills. So all I had was a small toe-in deal, like a turn of the year, 2022. And then I actually stumbled across, someone told me about this group, and you do kind of differently with, pre-selling and running ads. And like most people, I came in and for like a month, I was like, you know what, I already have 5 months of knowledge and I'm just going to take a few nuggets from Nick's group and just keep doing it that way. And I picked up some good nuggets, but then I was like, oh man, you know what? Because I was hearing from people that were in the program. I was like, F it, let's do it. So I signed up in like February 22 last year.
Bro, I remember Neil. So Neil applied. I was still doing all the calls. So I was like, Neil, let's talk, whatever. And he messaged me like a day before and he's like, hey, bro, or it was like a week before. He's like, I actually think I'm going to try and go at it by myself. I'm like, okay, cool, bro. Just hit me up. And then like a day later, you're like, nah, dude, let's just talk. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. So, and then you crushed it, bro. You went to 10K in like a couple months. Like,
yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, in fact, like it was funny, like after you and I spoke and had that first call and I joined the program, I had a prospect lined up for one of my sites since about a month ago, this guy for a tree service site. And after you and I had that call, I just got this kind of internal juice. I was like pumped, I was like, oh, this is going to be amazing. I've got no excuse. I paid money. I've got to make this work. I literally, that same afternoon, I called that guy up and I sold him on a deal. Like I got my first deal within like 2 hours.
That's
just because I was like pumped up,
In fairness, you sandbagged it, but we'll call it as a win,
Yeah. That was,
Did you think Rank and Rent was BS when you first heard about it? Like, I'm just thinking of Ben's first time in this call. I don't know if he's new to Rank and Rent, but I think some people, they come in and they're like, dude, these guys all just have this secret society where they all lie that they're making money and none of them really do. Did you think that, or you thought from the get-go, like this made sense?
So I'd heard about it about 4 or 5 years ago, actually. I came across the same concept. I don't know who it was that I saw presenting this idea, but I was like, man, that's brilliant. But I was already doing whatever I was doing at the time, so I didn't really pursue it. And then I stumbled across it again when I got COVID, kind of jogged my memory, and I was like, no, this is outstanding. Like I knew instantly that this is like a brilliant idea. I didn't really have much of an opinion on the people in the space because I didn't know anything about, you or shit, like other people that do it, So I couldn't really form an opinion on that. I was just sold instantly by the concept. And I was like, this is it's a no-brainer. There's nothing like it that can generate passive income on that scale,
So when you got into it, let's say 2021, you had COVID, how much were you making doing the day-to-day 9 to 5?
I was running my business. I had a contracting business for doing like sealing brick pavers. That was starting to do well. I was probably pulling in for myself between 1,500 and 2,000 a week. Yeah, it was good money and it was absolutely scalable. There's a massive demand for it in Florida. And I was happy, I was like, this is cool. I can add crews and I can buy equipment and it's going to do really well. And then this came along and I'm just like, this blows out the water. And I get to stay home like right now and I'm just nibbling on like I'm just in my house.
Yeah, just relaxing. And you'll probably live a lot longer life and your body won't break down and all that stuff. The thing is, like, guys, you can make money, a lot of money doing a lot of things. Like, look at all the people on OnlyFans slaying it, dude. You see that guy that walks around, he's like, hey, how'd you buy your Lamborghini? They like kind of shy, like, oh, I do OnlyFans. Cool. You could go be a concrete guy and be the best concrete guy. You can make a ton of money. But you're still trading your time for dollars. This is assets. This is recurring. This is scalable. So even if you were making the exact same amount of money as you were making then, this is 10 times better because you have time freedom, location freedom, and you're not beating your body to death. And if you wake up with COVID tomorrow, you still make money.